Hello and welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial I'm gonna show you how I animate my camera when I want to zoom in on objects. So here's a small scene I set up. So here I have a camera that's looking straight to the cube. So my plan right now is to animate the camera zooming in on the cube. But I don't just want to make it look boring, I want to make it so it looks fun. So press X here to go to the X-axis. And down here I have the dope sheet. And it's in the dope sheet you animate your animations using keyframes. And if you press this drop down, you can find different workspaces in Blender. So example here, we're going into the shader editor and we can switch back to dope sheet when we want to animate. And this is the timeline I'm gonna animate over. So it starts from frame 1 up to frame 80. To animate, place the bar on frame 1. What I do then is that I select the object I want to animate. I want the animation to start where the camera is located currently. Now press I for Insert Keyframe and choose Location. Now we see that you have created a keyframe for the location for your camera at frame 1. Let's say I want to make it move up to frame 40. Drag the bar to frame 40. Then make sure the camera is still selected. Now press G for Grab and move it forward towards the cube. Then place it by clicking. Before you do anything else, press I again and insert keyframe for location. Now we can see that you have placed a second keyframe on frame 80. As we can see now, the camera is moving between the keyframes and its different locations. The problem is that it looks really static. Even though it's moving, it's not entertaining. Maybe we can move it on frame 40, a bit more towards the cube. Press I and insert keyframe. The next thing to do is to go to frame 1, then move the bar forward with the arrow keys to frame 9. Then press on the first keyframes and copy it using Command C. Now press Command V to paste it on frame 9. Now we have copied the location of the camera from frame 1 to frame 9, which means they are the same. So what I want to do now is to take the bar and place it on frame 9 and make sure you have selected the camera. Then press G for Grab and move it backwards. Then press I for Insert Keyframe and choose Location. What we have done now is that we have animated the camera moving back before it's going forward. It looks more entertaining, and if the camera moves with confidence. It's like when you throw a ball. You need to move the arm back before you can throw it really far. The problem I see now is that the animation stops really suddenly on frame 40. I want to make it look as if the camera went past frame 40 and then back a bit, as if it were a bouncy ball or something. To do this, go to the last frame, frame 40, and select the keyframes. Now copy it by pressing Command C, then move the bar forwards with the arrow keys to frame 49, and then press Command V for paste. So now we want to make the animation go from start and then to 40, a bit more forward and then back to 50 where it lands on its current position. Now make sure the camera is selected. Now press G for Grab and then move it forward slightly towards the cube. Now right after, press I for Insert Keyframe and Location. Maybe it goes a bit fast here, so move the last keyframes back a bit. Now the camera movement looks a bit more fun and entertaining. Then we could even make it so it bounces forward a bit, then back a bit, and then forward again. To do that, press the bar here, and then select the last keyframe, use Command C and Command V for paste. Now press G for Grab and move it forwards a bit. Then press I and insert keyframe location. Now the animation looks even more lively and fun. We can also add some focal length underneath the camera animation. Focal length determines the depth of the frame. If you have a big focal length number, the picture will look really flat. And if you have a small focal length number, the picture will look really wide. So move the bar back to frame 1 and go to focal length and type in 90. Now make sure you are on frame 1. And then you take your mouse and hover it over the focal length and press I. Now you have inserted a keyframe for the focal length on frame 1. Then we might want to make the lens look more wide at frame 40. So place the bar on frame 40. Then go over to the focal length and type in 45. Then hover over the number and press I for Insert Keyframe. Then we want to make it land on the last keyframe for the camera animation. So again, go to the focal length and type in 50. Then press I. Now I am much more satisfied with this animation. This camera technique is really basic but I use it all the time and it makes everything look more interesting and feel organic and alive. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.